On to you. All right, how are you today?
Fine, teacher. Thank you. And you, teacher?
I'm great. Great here, waiting for you to start a new class. All right, I have only you for now, and I
Okay.
have who did is coming here. Felix too.
Okay.
All right, let's see. It's 4:31. Let's wait. All right, I have a few more people. Felix, are you there?
Yes, teacher, I am here.
All right, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have also Jessica. Hello, Jessica. Are you there?
Hello, teacher. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Judith. Welcome, Judith. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, teacher. Thank
All right. Well, let's see. Well, I told you yesterday to be on time, but it seems like, okay. All right, let's start, please. I send some information to you today. Something very important is it is not possible to see each detail in the class because it's a lot, and it's time consuming, so we cannot do it in the class. But the most important is that you have that information about do and make. I don't know if you already check it out, or but it's very important the definition of each verb, do or make, which one to use. Sometimes when we are learning English, um, we need to decide which one to use, right? And it's kind of confusing. Should I use make or should I use do? I am not quite sure. So you use whatever comes to your mind. So here you have a definition of both do and make, and you have some examples. Mostly you use make in some cases, but do, when you use do, like here, you said, you do your work, duty, homework, housework, assignments, a job, chores, work, exercises, tests, research, tricks, plays, etc. The same do with house chores activities, like shopping, gardening, sweeping, mopping, etc. You have some examples here. If you can please check these examples. It's very important. If you really want to learn the difference between between do and make, it's an essential information. This is taken from a TOEFL preparation book I took like several years ago. Examples with make and do. And you had more here. Can you see book? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
All right.
Yes, teacher.
So these are extra exercises for you, but it's very important if you really want to learn, as I tell you, check these exercises. You will learn a lot. Trust me, you will learn a lot when you do the difference, when you want to make difference on which verb to use. You learn a lot. Like this exercise, D for do or make or M for make. So follow the exercises and try to learn. Even though sometimes, you know, it's kind of hard, but you can do it. You can do it. Okay, 437. Let's continue. Before going on, we're going to try to make this exercise. Can you see it? Can you see this exercise?
Yes, yes,
All right.
teacher.
Yes, teacher.
All right. Number one. Let's see who has answered. You just have to decide to do make, do or make. How much money did you last year? Make or do?
In make.
Make. Yes, make. Hold on. Now it's my screen. So you say make. Number two, what are you going to after the game?
To do?
What are you going to
Do,
do after the game?
do,
Yes. The children fond of the old man.
Make fun of
children
God.
Made
Made.
fun. Made fun. Remember, this is past tense.
made fun of you.
Number five. Sorry, number four. How did they do that? By
Making
Making faces
making faces
at
at
him.
him.
Making.
Yes. Number five. I can
do business.
do. What's the pronunciation of this word?
Business, business, business
Yes.
with a man.
Business. Business. I can do business with a man who lies.
Business.
Business. You have S and you have two S's here. Business. Number six, you must
Make an effort.
make an effort. Yes. She's tired of
Making
she's tired of
housework
Doing
every day.
of doing
Doing
home housework.
doing housework
Doing?
every day. Yes. All right.
mhm,
So what? I'm tired of
doing
homework too.
Doing homework.
Doing homework.
of
Number nine, she
She does the decorating.
decorating,
Decorating.
she does.
painting herself. Number 10, she
She does
does the washing and ironing on Mondays. All right. 11, Diane, please hold on. Diane, number 11.
The actor will make Hamlet this year.
The actor will make
Will do.
okay, do or make?
make.
Do or make?
Teacher, I think is make.
What do you think? Who did? The actor will Hamlet this year. Gibran,
Hi, teacher.
number 11.
Oh, the doc the doctor will
The doctor.
no the actor the actor will make omelette this year.
Omelette?
Omelette. Omelette. Do omelette
Okay.
this year.
Yes. Because you have a vowel, the actor will do, no make. Hamlet. Hamlet. Hamlet is a play, a theatrical play. The actor will do Hamlet this year. Number 12. Who wants to do it? Number 12. His wife.
Me?
Buddy.
Nervous when she's late.
His wife. Nervous when she's late.
His wife
Makes
his wife adapts. Does he nervous when she's late?
Makes him nervous. It's when you say,
Makes-
you make me nervous. It's the same. You make me nervous.
Okay.
Makes him nervous when she's
Right,
late.
makes him nervous when she's late.
13. Who wants to do it?
We did
We did a good time on our trip to Europe.
on
Or we
our
made,
trip to
or we
Europe. Mm,
What do you think, Felix?
In number 13, 14.
No, we are working on this one.
Okay. You make friends?
Can you read the whole sentence, please?
Okay. Make friends, do not do enemies.
13.
Ah, 13.
We are working on this sentence. 13.
13.
We made a good time on our trip to Europe.
Yes, we made a good time on our trip to Europe.
May a good time
All right. 14.
to you. Okay.
Jessica, 14.
I think two friends do not make enemies.
Yes. Make friends. That's it. Make friends. Do not
Make
make
friends.
enemies. 15. Jasmine.
Oh. Um, we we've made the mistake of not Making a reservation beforehand.
Yes, correct. All right, you have an idea. You have an idea about way do or make. All right. So let's see. 3, 4, 5. I have 5 people still not here. They are late or they won't be here. Anyway. All right. Can you see my book now?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
We were discussing about this yesterday, right? Remember? Life coach, when we need some advice from somebody else, we don't want to reach our family. We write to someone in a column, to a magazine or to a newspaper, right? And we ask for an advice. So we did this yesterday. We are doing this today. We do and make. But also we are learning some models. These models are like should, you have should again, have to, I prefer. Okay, find expressions on the website with the same meaning as the underlined words below. Same meaning. When they say, I should do some volunteer work, for example, you have it here. I ought to do some volunteer work. Should and ought to are very similar. Ought to is not very common. It's very informal, very, very informal. So we prefer to use should, right? That one is more common than ought. Should. These two are very similar. Okay. And then you have another sentence here. Please try to find it. You really should do something quickly. You should have it here. Find it, please. Yes, you found it?
Sure. Yes. Right.
Okay, are you looking for the answer?
About should and out teacher too.
Okay. Number 2, you really
It's
should
the
do
same.
something quickly. What do you say, Jasmine? Where is it?
That should and ought to means the same. but ought to it's very informal. Yes, am I
Informal.
right, teacher?
Informal or formal?
Formal?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right, but the question here is, you really should do something quickly. Remember, should, I put it again here. They are very similar. We have should, we have ought to, and we have had better, right? Sometimes we use had better with the contraction, like better, right? I'd better. Have to, or would, prefer, or you can use the contraction, prefer. When you use had better, better is because if you use had better, there are like in the first sentence, there is like a consequence in the second sentence. I mean, a consequence from the first sentence. Like in this case, I should do some volunteer work, right? I ought to do some volunteer work. It's the same. So this one, these two are very similar. Should, you really ought to do something quickly, or you'd better do something quickly, right? If you continue with number 3, what do you have? I have to make a decision soon. Have to means like should, right? Are you listening to me? Are you paying attention?
Yes, teacher.
All right, cool. And
Yes.
I have to, remember I have to make a decision soon. What other way you can say the same sentence? You have it here.
I'd rather.
You can use I rather.
And number 4. Think I'd rather stay in my current job.
Yes, rather, remember rather, or that would be I will use I should. I should do something. I should do something, or I should make a decision. Or I should take a decision, it's the same. Number 4, I'd prefer to stay in the same job. So I prefer sounds very similar to I'd rather, right? Or you can say, I'd better. In this case, I'd better. I'd better stay. In this case, I'd better stay in the same job. You don't say I'd better to stay, right? I'd better stay in the same job. So we're going to learn about these new forms, about this grammar. Let me write it here for you. Okay, for those who you just got connected, it's almost 5 o'clock. It's 4:58. Just to remind everybody, the date, April 21, 2021. We are doing lesson D, and the learning objective here, same, right? As you remember, it's collocations, and some models. Remember, we have had better, we contract had better, like I'd, sorry, has to be capital I'd, better, right? En Spanish sería mejor, okay. I better go. I better do, I'd better, you'd better, he'd better, she'd better. Contraction should be the same for all the people, for all the persons, like you'd better. Please try to pronounce it. Close your microphones and try to pronounce it. I'd better, you'd better.
I'd better,
I
you
I
better,
better, you better.
better.
You're saying with he'd better, she'd better.
it better,
If better,
she
she's
better,
better.
she's
Yes.
better.
Had better is
You're
always
better.
past tense. This is always past. Always past tense. You will never see had better. No, never. So that's incorrect. For example, in the book, you have you'd better do something quickly, right? You'd better do something quickly. Sometimes, or in the same sentence, you'd better do something quickly, or you will have problems, usually, right? The second one is a consequence of the better one. Sería mejor que hicieras algo rápido o tendrás problemas. That's when you use you'd better. Like trying to mention why, the reason. We have Ahora, I told you already explain. Ahora is like should, but ahora or how to. Ahora is more informal, the pronunciation ahora. I ought to do it, or I ought to do it. The pronunciation is also informal, ahora. You oughta, but you ought to let them do the talking, right? Are you following me? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
No.
teacher.
Okay. Please, if you
Yes.
have a question, just raise your hand or say something. Okay, those are what we have in the book. As you know, we have many, like have to. Uh, the one I mentioned would prefer. Sometimes we use a construction, right? Like I'd prefer. Same with the rest. You'd prefer, she'd prefer, etc. That was the grammar part. Well, we have more grammar in the book, but this is additional. That's from a language note. Here you have a different, another explanation of the same, and it tells you why. Okay, please, hold on. Okay, it's page 57. You will listen this grammar chart. What's advisable, necessary, preferable. All right? What's advisable, what's necessary, and what's preferable. You have each one has a definition, right? For advisable, you have you'd better or ought to, might want to. What's necessary, going to have to. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to study. I'm going to have to go. It's the same, like going to, but they add have to, right? Like an obligation. Was preferable, I'd rather not stay in my current job. Saying I would. All right, please, you will listen this, just pay attention. Hold on, please. Okay, the audio is loading. Please be patient. 57. Few seconds. 2. There you go. Grammar.
What's advisable? Necessary? Preferable? What's advisable? You'd better do something quickly.
I'd better not add anything to my schedule. I ought to do some volunteer work.
You ought to let them do the talking. You might want to take a colleague with you. What's necessary? I'm gonna have to do something about it.
I've got to decide by next week.
You don't have to spend time on this. What's preferable?
I'd rather stay in my current job. I'd rather not stay in my current job.
Okay, listen one more time, please, and pay attention to each word. Try to understand the grammar.
Page 57. 2. Grammar. What's advisable? Necessary? Preferable? What's advisable? You'd better do something quickly.
I'd better not add anything to my schedule. I ought to do some volunteer work.
You ought to let them do the talking. You might want to take a colleague with you. What's necessary? I'm gonna have to do something about it.
I've got to decide by next week.
You don't have to spend time on this. What's preferable?
I'd rather stay in my current job. I'd rather not stay in my current job.
Okay. If you see here in the conversation note, says you should, well, should, it's more common than ought to or had better. They have very similar meaning. So it's more common, should. You see here, should, ought to, had better. Common errors, don't use had better for general advice. You shouldn't ignore problems. You had better not ignore problems. We don't use that. Okay, let me try if you understand the grammar part, please. Okay, Jasmine, can you read what's advisable?
Yes, teacher. That's advisable. You'd better do something quickly. Equal have. I'd better not add anything to my schedule. I ought to do some volunteer work. You ought to let them do the talking. You might want to take a college with you.
How do you say this word?
College?
Collage?
College?
Colleague.
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 Okay. Colleague with you. Okay.
Colleague es colega, ¿verdad? Colleague.
Colleague.
Mm-hmm.
Colleague. Okay, thank you.
All right. And this is volunteer. Volunteer.
Volunteer.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. Judith, please, what's necessary?
Hey, teacher, what's necessary? I'm going to have to do something about it. I've got to decide by next week. I've equal have. You don't have to spend time on this.
Yes, good. Yes, the second question, the second sentence, I got to. This one, I got to decide by next. I got to decide by next week. Well, next part you will see a different kind of, no pronunciation, but a different way to say it. I gotta decide by next week. I gotta.
I've
I gotta
gotta.
decide by next week. Yes.
I've gotta
Gotta.
decide by next week.
Yes, it's
Gotta.
like putting the two words together.
Gotta
Excellent.
decide by.
All right. Gibran, can you read what's preferable, please?
I'd rather stay in my current job.
But what's the name of this, please? Can you read here?
That's right.
Yes. You have what's advisable, what's necessary, and what's
Preferred.
say it again.
Preferred. What's preferred?
Preferable.
Preferable.
Preferable. It's kind of
Preferable. What?
preferable.
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 What's
Preferable.
preferable?
All right. I want to ask you if you
What's
understand
preferable?
what's advisable. ¿Saben qué significa what's advisable? Do you know the meaning of this? What's advisable? Yes, no, maybe.
No, teacher, me no.
No, teacher.
Do you know the I show you the word advice. Do you know what that is, right? Advice. We talked about advice yesterday when you have a problem and you need an advice from someone. Que advice es un consejo, ¿verdad? Dijimos. Advisable es aconsejable. Right? What's advisable? Lo que es aconsejable. So you have different forms here. Better, ought to, might want to. These are the type of sentences for what's advisable. Lo que es aconsejable. Like you'd better do something quickly. It's advisable, es aconsejable. Sería mejor que hicieras algo rápido. Right? I'd better not add anything to my schedule. Sería mejor que no agregara nada a mi horario. Right? And then you have ought to, and you have might want to. Do you understand the term what's necessary? Yes or no? What's necessary?
No, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, necessary, do you know the word necessary?
Yes, teacher.
Necessary.
Well, necessary is very similar to Spanish.
Yes.
What's necessary? I'm going to have to do something about it. Lo que es necesario. I am going to have to do something about it. Usually we say, I'm going to do something about it, right? But we add, I'm going to have to. Voy a tener que hacer algo al respecto. I'm going to have to do something about it. Or I gotta decide by next week. Or I got to decide by next week. Well, you don't have to spend time on this, right? This one is very similar to Spanish, preferable. Do you understand the term preferable? The word preferable? Preferible, right? It's very similar to Spanish. Lo que es preferible. I'd rather stay in my current job. I'd rather stay in my current job. Or I'd rather not. In this construction, rather, I mean not, goes after rather. No, I not rather. Es I rather not. El not va siempre después del rather. Nunca va acá. Un poquito diferente. El rather not. Well, you have some examples here, so you better understand this grammar. So what you have to guess is, sorry, the verbs. You have to put some verbs here. For example, number 1, it says, we have a
Me?
test tomorrow. We have a test tomorrow, so I ought to.
Do tonight?
No. We have a test tomorrow, so I ought to
Study.
study
Study
tonight.
tonight.
But I rather,
But
but I'd rather. All right, please work on these exercises. I put you into teams and share your ideas with your partner. That's gonna be easy. Just put the verbs of what you think is correct on each sentence. Please go ahead, join your classmates and exchange your ideas.
okay.
Yes, you are all here. Let's see what you did. Remember what you have to put here is according to you. Complete the conversation with problems and solutions, right? That's what you're doing.
Yes.
I mean, there's not like a rule, but you have to use verbs or extra information. Like we say, like the number one, we said we have a test tomorrow, so I ought to study tonight, right? That's number one, part of number one. But I'd rather
But I'd rather not.
not. You know, I think you'd better. For the example, the first, we have a test tomorrow, so I ought to study tonight. I ought to. I should study tonight, but I'd rather
I
not.
I think you'd better do. You'd better to do.
You could say you could better do. That means you'd better study, right?
Yes,
Because
better study now
because
Mm,
the test
because what?
will be hard because the test will be hard.
Will be hard.
Yes.
Okay. Number two, I don't want to do. I receive an offer for a job. It looks really interesting, but it doesn't pay very well. I'm going to have to make up my mind if I want to
Work.
work or if I want to make some money, but right?
Yes.
If I want to work or make some money, etc. All right, B. Anybody else besides Jasmine and Felix? I mean, no Felix, no Jasmine.
B.
Somebody
okay.
else. Somebody else, please. That's a hard decision to make. You might want to. You might want to. What verb would you use here?
So it could be earn more money.
If you want to earn or make more money.
Oh,
Or maybe you can say, you might want to think it over, right? Think over is when you really have the time to think and think and think about that project. Number three, I need more exercise. I ought to make an effort to
Practice every day.
practice,
To run every day.
maybe run. What else? You have many options.
Walk.
Walk. Maybe get up early, right?
Get early. Yeah.
Etc. Well, you don't have to.
To do.
You don't have to do. Why to do?
To you don't have to decide.
Decide. Well, you don't have to decide. Any other verb? Who did? Diane?
Take your
Go
time.
outside.
Say it again.
Go outside.
Take your time.
Okay, what Diane said first, go outside. What do you say, Gibran?
Uh, take your time.
You don't have to take your time? What do you mean?
You don't have to spend much time.
Yes, you don't, well, you don't have to. Hold on, please. Let me fix here. Oops. You don't have to spend much time. That sounds better.
Yes.
But you ought to. You ought to.
It could
A
be,
verb.
but
You
you
have
have to do it.
You have to do
doing.
it.
Yeah.
To do it.
You should do it. You have to do it, right? You'd better do it.
You have to do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah, do it. Not do it. Do it. Number
Do it.
4.
Do it.
Gibran, I have a friend who makes fun of me all the time, but I'd rather not. Gloria, any idea? I have
No, teacher.
I have a
A
friend
ver,
who makes fun of me all the time, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not. Anybody?
sorry, teacher.
It's okay. Anybody? I have a friend who makes fun of me all the time, but I'd rather not.
Not.
Tengo un amigo que se burla de mí todo el tiempo, pero sería mejor que no. ¿Qué se imaginan que sigue?
To ignore here.
To hear.
No,
Other
listen.
here.
To hear.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
have I'd rather not. Sería mejor que no.
Pay
No,
attention.
no listen, no escuchen. No.
Attention
Hear him.
or listen listen to him, right?
Mhm.
Ignore here. Ignorarlo.
But you have
To
not.
him. Okay.
Gibran, you have not. Because you have not, dirías, pero sería mejor que no lo ignorara. So the opposite, pay attention. I better not pay attention. I better not pay
Okay,
attention to him. Yes. That's not good. That's not good. I think you are going to have to
To talk to him.
Yes, to talk to him. Imagínense la situación, si fuera en español es lo mismo. To talk, remember, talk, not talk to him. Number 5, my sister hasn't applied to college. She gotta
Oh, sorry.
Anybody? She gotta
It could be she gotta to be applied.
Got to study more.
my
Start doing it.
my sister hasn't applied to college. Check the sentence. My sister hasn't applied to college. She gotta
To start doing it.
yes, start doing it. Start doing it. If she wants to
She wants to keep.
College.
go to college. Even though you have college already here. So it's not good to repeat same word in the same sentences. Even you have a period here, right? Letter B, she'd better decide soon because
Because
Any ideas?
it's late or
Because it's late, maybe. Because she's being late.
Off time.
yes.
What did you say here?
Off time.
Out time? Like this?
No.
Any other ideas? Sería mejor que se decidiera ahora porque she's been late.
Time is running off.
Yes, time is running off. Great, good job. This exercise is to develop your ideas or your brainstorm when you have a sentence. When you complete a sentence with verbs, so you need to know the meaning of the whole sentence, right? And we are using these, I would say, modals. Better, ought to, might want to, going to, have to, etc. So that's why, but the most important, you exercise your brain, thinking about how to complete a sentence with your own ideas. Questions so far? I know it's a little bit these models or expressions, I would say, maybe for you are not very common, but they are. They are. They are very important in English, especially better. I better go, right? I have to go. This one, better. It's very common. On this one, I gotta. I gotta do it now, man. I am not sure, but I gotta do it now. We'll see later about this gotta that is very common in English, like all others, like hapta, etc. All right. Questions, Felix, Diane?
No,
No,
teacher.
teacher.
No, teacher.
All right. Judith, Gibran,
No, teacher. Thanks.
Jessica, and Jasmine,
No, teacher.
It's okay.
Gloria.
No, teacher, it's okay. Thank you.
All right. Remember, this is just little by little, so you understand the exercises. It's difficult to learn this from one day to another, so you need to practice. And then we have the last one, that's speaking naturally, reduction of verbs. I was talking about this, like ahora. You gotta pay attention. Wanna, the saying I use wanna a lot. I want to, I wanna do it, I wanna go, etc. Please pay attention to this pronunciation.
Page 57. 3. Speaking naturally. Reduction of verbs. A. Listen and repeat the sentences above. Notice the reduction of the verbs. In what situation might a person give this advice? Can you think of other advice?
You might want to try a new instructor.
You better study the driver's manual.
Yes, can you hear the audio?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
And can you read my book, the book?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher too.
Yes.
All right, let's continue.
You're gonna have to practice more.
You ought to take more lessons.
You gotta pay attention.
All right, please pay attention to this. Like you might wanna try an instructor. You'd better study the driver's manual. Pay attention to this one more time.
Page 57. 3. Speaking naturally. Reduction of verbs. A. Listen and repeat the sentences above. Notice the reduction of the verbs. In what situation might a person give this advice? Can you think of other advice?
You might want to try a new instructor.
You better study the driver's manual.
You're gonna have to practice more.
You're gonna have to.
You ought to take more lessons.
You ought to take more lessons. Ahora.
You gotta pay attention.
You gotta pay attention. All right, please repeat. Repeat after me. You might wanna try a new instructor.
You might
You might
wanna
want to
try
try
a
a
new
new
instructor.
instructor.
I use.
All right, you'd better study the driver's manual.
You better
Study
study
the
the
driver's
driver's
You
manual.
better study the driver's manual.
Yeah, here you better the D very doesn't sound. It's like you better. You better study the driver's manual. You're gonna have to practice more.
You're gonna
You're
have
gonna
to
have to
practice
practice
more.
more.
You're going to have to practice more.
You're gonna have to
You're gonna take more lessons.
You
You
take
are
more
take more
to
lessons.
take more lessons.
Ahora, take more lessons.
Ahora
You gotta pay
take more
attention.
lessons.
To take more.
You gotta pay attention.
You gotta
You
pay
gotta pay
attention.
You
attention.
gotta pay attention.
Means that you
You
have to
gotta
pay
pay
attention.
attention.
You have.
Just a reduction of verbs. Those is just for speaking practice. Remember, it's just for speaking practice. When you write it, it has to be complete, like one. But when you speak, you can say like this: wanna, gonna have to, gotta, etc. All right, last part. Group work. Imagine a friend is in each situation. Give as much advice, remember advice, the word advice, as you can. You're tired and don't feel like going to a friend's party, but you know you ought to go. Second one, you have time to do something regular volunteer work on the weekend or take a part-time job. You have an interview or a job you really want, but it didn't go well. So you feel disappointed, right? Okay, let's practice. This is speaking practice. You have 3 questions. You have to talk to each other. Okay, I want to hear you practice it. You give advice. Remember, you give advice to the other person about what he says. One read the question, and the other one gives advice, and then you change. You change rules. Okay. ¿Está claro el ejercicio? Uno lee la oración y el otro le da el consejo. ¿Qué hacer? Entonces, vamos a usar
Okay.
lo que estamos aprendiendo y luego cambiamos, intercambiamos los papeles, los roles. So, esto va a ser práctica para speaking. So, I want to hear you.
Okay.
Please, rules. All right, you will have some here, Gibran, Felix, Diana, Judith is waiting for the others.
What happened with the others?
We are waiting for the others. Maybe they haven't finished. All right. Okay, dokie, everybody is here. We will continue tomorrow with the same exercises to begin the class. Don't forget. So prepare your answers. It's 6:02, so we are done for today. We will continue tomorrow with the same exercise and with the next lesson. Please do not forget your homework. Remember, I remind you every day, como cuchillito de palo ahí, ¿verdad? Don't forget your homework, okay? Please,
Okay,
please, please,
teacher.
please.
Okay, teacher.
Se ayudan ustedes y los ayudo yo, okay? Perfecto. Have a wonderful evening.
Okay, teacher.
And see you tomorrow, okay?
Thank you, teacher.
Okay,
Bye.
teacher, bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Thank you, teacher. Thank
Bye.
you.
See you next class.
See you next class. Bye-bye.